Okay, let's just jump right in. Have you ever woken up and felt like your happiness for the entire day is basically a lottery? Your mood just depends on whatever happens first. A stressful email, a weird text, or just that feeling of being behind before you even start. But what if you could actually set the course for your day in that very first hour? What if you could build a foundation for happiness before the world gets its hands on you?
See, most of us spend our lives chasing happiness. We're just reacting to things, hoping for the best. But we're going to talk about something totally different today, how to engineer it. And the whole process, believe it or not, starts the second you open your eyes.
I mean, really think about it for a second. Is your mood just left to chance? Do you wake up and kind of brace yourself, just waiting to see if it's going to be a good day or a bad one? That feeling of being a passenger, that is exactly what we're here to change.
And this really puts it into perspective, doesn't it? On one side, you've got chasing happiness. It's totally reactive, it's unpredictable, and it's based on all this external stuff you can't control. It leaves you feeling kind of powerless. But on the other side, engineering happiness, well, that's strategic, it's stable, and most importantly, it's internal. It's about you taking the controls back. And that shift is, well, it's everything.
So how do we actually do this? Well, this isn't about wishful thinking. This is about neuroscience. You see, the first 30 to 60 minutes after you wake up is this incredibly unique window of opportunity for your brain. It's basically rebooting, like a computer, and that means you have a very real chance to install the operating system you want for the rest of the day.
And here's why that window is so powerful. There are three major systems in your brain firing up all at once. You've got your cortisol response, that's your get-up-and-go energy signal. Then there's your dopamine system, which is in charge of your motivation and drive. And finally, your prefrontal cortex, the logical, decision-making part of your brain, is just coming back online. If you can learn to work with these three systems, you're not just hoping for a good day anymore, you are actively building one.
So let's get into the how-to. The first three habits we're going to cover are all about getting in there and directly influencing your brain chemistry. This is where we get tactical. This is where we start working with our biology instead of constantly fighting against it.
Okay, habit number one, and this is so foundational. Get sunlight in your eyes. As soon as you wake up, your brain's a little bit lost. It needs a signal. And natural morning light is the most powerful signal you can give its master clock to say, hey, it's daytime, let's go. This one simple thing helps regulate serotonin, which stabilizes your mood, and it even helps you sleep better later. It all starts here. And here's the super simple playbook for it. Within 10 minutes of waking up, step outside, just for 5 to 15 minutes. And, this is important, no sunglasses, and for the love of all that is holy, no phone. You are literally anchoring your brain's chemistry to the real world. A stable internal clock leads to a stable emotional rhythm. Simple as that. All right, habit two. This is where, I gotta say, most of us completely torpedo our day before it even begins. And we don't even know we're doing it. I'm talking about grabbing your phone first thing. That immediate rush of notifications, social media, and emails, it is just devastating for your daily motivation.
And this chart shows you exactly why. Look at that first bar. When you check your phone, you get this huge, cheap, unearned spike of dopamine. But what goes up must come down. And the result is a crash that leaves your motivation baseline in the dirt for the rest of the day. Now look at the second bar, the protected morning. You get a gradual, steady rise to a much higher and more sustainable level of dopamine. That's what you want.
So, the rule is really simple. For the first 20 to 30 minutes of your day, no high stimulation inputs. No phone, no news, no email. Let your dopamine rise naturally. You want to earn that first dopamine spike through something real, like getting that sunlight or doing a little movement. Your brain respects effort. It doesn't respect cheap hits.
Now let's talk about habit three. So, about 30 to 45 minutes after you wake up, your body releases a big spike of cortisol. Now, this is normal. Cortisol gets a bad rap, but it's designed to make you feel alert and ready. The problem is when we mix that natural spike with the stress of rushing around and doom scrolling, that's when it turns from alert into pure anxiety.
So we're not going to fight it, we're going to regulate it. And this is how you do it. It's an incredibly simple breathing exercise. You just inhale slowly for about 4 seconds, and then, and this is the magic part, you exhale even slower for 6 to 8 seconds. That long exhale literally activates your body's relaxation system. You're not getting rid of the cortisol, you're just changing how your body interprets it. You're shifting the signal from panic to I'm alert and in control. Okay, We've talked about brain chemistry, which is huge, but it's only half the story. Now let's pivot to psychology. These next 3 habits are all about the behaviors and the mindsets that frame your perception of the entire day before it even really gets going.
Habit 4 is so important. You know those negative thoughts that just loop in your head in the morning? That's called rumination, and it is one of the strongest predictors of anxiety. The fastest way to break that cycle? Move your body. A mind loves to spiral when the body is still.
And look, you don't need to run a marathon. We're talking about just 5 minutes of movement, a brisk walk, some jumping jacks, whatever. It instantly disrupts those mental loops. It floods your brain with good stuff like endorphins and norepinephrine. It boosts this thing called BDNF, which is like Miracle-Gro for your brain cells. You're basically teaching your brain to be more adaptable. Remember, your emotions will almost always follow your physiology. All right, next up is a really powerful mental switch. Most of us wake up and the very first thought we have is, ugh, what do I have to do today? It's a question that starts from a place of stress and obligation. I want you to try asking a much more powerful question. Who am I being today?
And this isn't just playing with words. It's the difference between a to-do list mindset and an identity mindset. Instead of thinking, I need to be productive, you decide, I am someone who handles pressure calmly. When you do that, you're priming your brain to act in line with that identity. It reduces all that internal friction, that feeling of fighting yourself all day, which is just a huge drain on your happiness.
And that brings us to our final habit, habit number 6. Your brain, you have to understand, is an evidence-gathering machine. It is constantly looking for proof of who you are. And that is why giving it one immediate, tiny win is one of the most powerful things you can do.
Now, these things might seem trivial, making your bed, drinking water, but they're not about the task itself. They are about the signal you're sending to your brain. Each one of these actions says, I do what I say I'm going to do. I am in control. That builds what's called self-efficacy, your belief in your ability to get things done, and that is one of the strongest predictors of well-being there is.
Okay, so we've gone through 6 powerful habits, from brain chemistry to psychology. Now, let's put it all together. Let's build a simple, strategic plan for that first hour of your day. Here it is. This is your roadmap. In the first 10 minutes, you're getting that sunlight. For the whole first 30 minutes, the phone is off limits. Around that 30 to 45-minute mark, you do a few of those calming breaths to handle the cortisol. And in that last 15-minute stretch, you get a little movement in and you ask yourself that identity question. See? It's not complicated. It's just a sequence.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. The goal here is not to have some kind of perfect, stress-free life. That's impossible. The goal is to have a protected first hour that makes your nervous system more resilient and robust over time. You protect that hour, and that hour will protect you for the rest of the day. This isn't just self-help talk. It's literally applied neurobiology.
And so that leaves us with just one final, really important question. You have the blueprint now. You get the science behind it. So how are you going to consciously and strategically design your morning tomorrow?